All right, well, welcome everyone and congratulations on being part of Renew You with us. This is a community health transformation that we are so excited to do with you. There are people on this transformation that this is their very first time. If that's you, go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat if this is your first transformation with us, and go ahead and drop a 2 if you've done this before. This may be your second, third, fourth, fifth transformation with us. We are going to hear a few tips and tricks from those that have done it before for you new folks so that you have some ideas moving into this 30 days. And first off, I just wanted to say hello. My name is Beth Fleming. I am one of the co-facilitators. I am one of the people that will be hosting the weekly Wednesday calls. And I just have such a passion for helping people with their health, and especially attaining daily healthy habits. It's a passion of mine to just share education with people and really help empower each other in the ways that we can make change in our own lives. So that's what I'm so excited about. I'm also a regenerative detox specialist. So I have an education in the body and in nutrition, and I love sharing that knowledge. So I'm going to pass it off to Rita and Carrie as well to introduce themselves as co-facilitators.
Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you everyone for being here. My name is Rita Fleming. I'm also going to be helping in the support team of this. We have 2 weekly support calls, which I'm really excited about. And that space is for you all to connect with each other, to learn from each other. And then we'll also share guidance and perspective on any questions that you have. So my background is also in regenerative health. I got into that to transform my own life. And it's been the biggest blessing that I've come across. So I'm also very excited to share this information and be a support and a guide for you during these transformative times, regardless of what your goals may be, because we have so many people coming in from so many different backgrounds with different goals. And I'm excited to help you find the custom fit and path to help you get to where you want to go.
Awesome. Thanks, Rita and Mary Beth. And my name is Carrie Tidwell, and I'm also a regenerative detox specialist. And this information completely transformed my life. Y'all studied with the same teacher that taught us about regenerative health. So we're using that knowledge merged with this amazing platform with superfoods grown in a regenerative way. So it just merges both worlds of really helping get that nutrition in and also doing the lifestyle piece. And is like so life-changing and so helpful. And yeah, like I said, I had this laundry list of things that were symptoms that were presenting in my body, from weight to digestive issues to chronic pain, so many different ailments that I was like, there's no way I can have another baby in a body that feels like this. And so this information has completely transformed my life, and I've just dedicated my life to sharing and wanting to spread it. So I wrote in the comments, grateful, because I'm so grateful to have this community and have this support, because I didn't have this when I first started. And it's such a dream to work together in this way, to really come together and help and have this community and support with the foods and the knowledge all in one place. And so I'm just really grateful that you're all here taking amazing care of yourselves, because I truly, truly believe when we take the best care of ourselves, it not only helps us, but in those around us, but I truly believe the world. And can you imagine if we all just took amazing care of ourselves, what the world would look like? And so for that, I'm grateful for, and I'm looking forward to guiding throughout this protocol as well. So thank you. And I'll pass it to who was next.
Carrie Drinkwine, are you able to jump off for a second?
My kids are just walking out the door. Give me 1 second.
Awesome. Well, we'll bring Carrie back on in a second. And in the meantime, I just wanted to go do a little bit of housekeeping with you all, because you should have been sent a welcome letter. And in the welcome letter, we have our support group. So I just wanted to go through that really quickly to make sure everyone on this call knows how to use the support group. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. So the welcome letter that you were sent had the link to the support group, and this home feed is where you're going to see new posts come up when people welcome themselves. The best place to navigate this support group, though, is to go to the topics section. And when you get to the topics section, you're going to see the welcome to our group and meet your guides and kind of how to prepare yourself for the cleanse, the grocery lists, the different schedules you can choose from, our recommendations on the day-to-day of the 30 days, some detox symptoms and extra support education, as well as some other healthy tools to incorporate in your daily lifestyle, self-care tips, previous testimonials. And then really, if you go all the way down below, this is where you see the Renew You community transformation. And so this is where today we released our music playlist so we can all add in some dancing into our lifestyle. We have all the special offerings right here if you're looking forward to participating in our special offerings, as well as the welcome letter and some other amazing things. So that's kind of where you can navigate it. If you have questions outside of the support group container sessions, you can always drop down here in the have questions and type your question and tag the person who invited you to this group, and we can make sure to get those answered as well. So I just wanted to go through there. If you want to, when you come in the group, if you want to say hi and tell us a little bit about yourself, why you're here, what your intentions are for getting started, you can do that as well. So hopefully that was easy. It's a really easy group to navigate, and we'll save some time for the end if there's questions about that. So, all right, Carrie, I see you.
Hi, thanks so much. Yeah, I just wanted to say hello and welcome everybody here. Excuse me. I'm Carrie, and I'm one of the facilitators in the group. I'm also a regenerative detox specialist, just like Mary, Beth, and Rita. And my mission in life is to teach that suffering is optional on all levels, especially physically and emotionally. So for me, my journey has just been, it's been awesome. I mean, I was really ill a long time ago. I had lupus and Hashimoto and fibromyalgia. Carrie Tidwell was actually the person that introduced me into regenerative health, which I never looked back. I healed everything in my body, reversed those conditions, and then began doing this as a career. And so just wanted to share a little bit about that. And I'm so grateful to have found the superfoods, because part of my journey as a regenerative detox specialist and as a practitioner I was experiencing some depletion, and I was noticing there was some things missing in my own nutrition. When I was 7 months postpartum with my daughter, I was noticing like I was losing more hair than I should have been, and my skin wasn't as tight as I wanted it to be, and I was working a lot, so I kind of just coughed it up to like, oh, I'm a busy mom, right? And I think so many of us ignore really big warning signs because they're common, or we chalk it up to a stressful lifestyle. But it actually wasn't the case. It was a malnourishment issue, and it was a micronutrient issue. So when I added these superfoods into my body, it was the best thing I ever did. I felt like the lights came back on. It like just made it so easy to live in such a healthy way, because these superfoods really bridge the gap. They get rid of your cravings because you're getting nourished at the cellular level. You're getting those micronutrients. And along a lot of my research, I remember one of my favorite things that I learned was that if you're living in an imbalanced body, any sort of imbalance, hormonal imbalance, autoimmune imbalance, if there's any sort of imbalance, it's literally because there is a deep level of nutrient deficiency. And so I'm excited for you all to experience this level of nourishment and support here as a group. And I will be sharing on mindset, actually, I think Monday next week. So that's it. I just wanted to say hi. Sorry, I have camera set up in the back. I am recording to open my school this week. And yeah, this work and this business has changed my life so much that I'm opening the Institute of Regenerative Health to train other people to do what we do here and share this knowledge with the world. So thanks so much for having me. Thanks for the space. I'll pass it back over.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. So grateful for the work you're doing in your school. It's amazing. Cool. Well, I wanted to have a few people share that have been through this transformation before, just so all of you new people on can hear some other additional stories of how this has really been impactful for people. And then also, they can share some of their tips and tricks that they learned along the way in making the transformation, just more sustainable and easier and fun. So Lisa, I know you wanted to come on and share. Are you available?
Yes, hello, and thank you, Mary, and thank you, team, a really incredible. The first thing that I would say is we are incredibly lucky to have these 4 ladies as our co-facilitators, and they are all extremely knowledgeable, incredibly open-hearted, and just like really, really the most beautiful resources and people that I've met. So I would say in general that my journey with healing throughout my life I've been kind of a lone wolf. I've done a lot of like just trying to figure it out on my own and, staying to myself and feeling kind of private about my health journey. And if there's anything I've learned since I started participating in these transformations in this community, it's that community, it can and is such an essential, can be and is such an essential part of our healing. I really don't believe that we are meant to heal and to thrive on our own. We need other people and we need to be in community to do that. And who you're in community with matters. Your relationships matter. And it's really, really, it has a huge impact to be with other people, in community with other people who are on a healing journey as well, and who are there to support and uplift you along the way, because it's not always easy. It is an incredibly beautiful experience, but I can tell you as pretty well depleted new mama, when I introduced these foods into my life and things started shifting, there were definitely times when things got a little more intense, especially with I've dealt with anxiety throughout my life and postpartum. It was especially intense. However, as I started healing my gut and leaning into a lot of the other resources that this community offers, I just felt so beautifully supported and so deeply nourished, as others have mentioned, by these foods. So I would say, number one, lean into the community. And probably the best tip or trick that I can offer you is that when I first started working with nutrition and food as medicine, I had some pretty intense cravings, and I did for a long time in my life. And one of the best things that I've been able to use is like a mental trick for myself when I'm letting go of some of the things that I have a lot of cravings for, is just to tell myself that it's not like this food is not going to exist anymore. It's not like I can never have it again. It's really just a way of letting go of it for a short time to allow my body to do what it's meant to do, which is these ladies will share with you over the course of these 30 days and beyond, potentially, that we're made to regenerate and we're made to heal. And so it's really just a beautiful, beautiful kind of vacation from our typical habits. And I imagine for many of you over time, over the course of this experience, those cravings will probably disappear, which is a really, really cool side effect that I wasn't on my radar. I just found a few weeks in that they were suddenly gone. So I'll leave it at that. I know there's a few other people to share. And thanks again for allowing me this space. And I am excited for this experience.
Yeah, awesome, Lisa. I love that idea of just taking a little vacation, just reframe the thought pattern. So that's great. Anna, would you want to come on and share some of your tips and tricks and some of your story?
Yeah, I'd love to. Hi, everyone. So excited to do this and be in this container with you all. This is probably about my 3rd time officially doing the transformation. However, I am what I call a lifer, where I will always be on these products, especially as long as our soil is being depleted of its nutrients. So my journey started about 3 years ago with Purium products specifically. And I had experienced extreme stagnant lymphatic drainage. My body basically was not getting rid of its garbage efficiently. And so when I started this, it was just like all of a sudden I was detoxing, my elimination was smelling like chemicals. Like I knew it was working. And so I just continued on with the products, and it was like you just get a little deeper and deeper, and feeling the best I ever had. And so like my kidneys started filtering again, and my face, my puffiness went away, the puffiness underneath my eyes went away. And more importantly, I started experiencing energy like I never had before, and health and clarity. And so a little bit about specifically the illnesses I was battling for basically my whole life. They were chronic infections, ear infections, UTIs, yeast, like constipation was a big one ever since I was a baby, and ovarian cyst. So just basically like so much inflammation in my body. And 2 years before I found Purium, I had switched to a regenerative health diet, where I was basically just eating fruits and veggies, cut out a lot of meat and dairy and inflammatory foods. And that had done a number. Like I was sold on that, but it wasn't quite right. I was still a little weak. And then once I found Purium, Mary Beth found me and she said, "You got to try this." I did. It was just like game changer. I was like, that's what I was looking for. I found my strength. I started like running through the mountains just with a few products in my backpack, like all day long. I'm still sold. So I'm so excited to just to do a full one again. I'm cutting out a couple of things personally, like caffeine. I know is not serving me right now, so I'm excited to kind of take a step away from that. And some tips that have really helped me, especially in these winter months, is like drink tons of herbal tea, especially the tea that's going to help with the kidneys. And we can help you specifically on those later as well. But yeah, just a bunch of warm liquids, like just steam your broccoli lightly and keep the most nutrients as possible without cooking your food too much. So those are a few I got, and it's really helped me. And I'm really excited for everyone who's embarking on this, especially for the first time.
Awesome, Anna. Thank you for sharing your journey. It's been a long one and it's still going. So it's good to see you doing another round. Katie Brown, do you want to come on and share a little bit?
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here. This has been a big blessing for me. So I jumped in last spring and I did 3 of these ULTs back to back, although I didn't use the Super Cleanse R because I was still nursing, but I came in with years of chronic migraines, and it's now 11 months actually later, and they're down at least 90%. So just the power of what we have here is just remarkable. Sleeping better, the brain fog is gone, more energy to keep up with these kids. So some tips that I have are bring a friend in. And I know we're already on day 1. It's not too late. If you have someone on your heart, like, oh, I really wish this person would do this with me, give them a call. This really is so powerful. And, I think the biggest gift that we can give to those that we care about is health. And so really just, if there's someone on your heart, shoot them a text afterwards. You can share this video with them too. This is such a huge blessing. Secondly, bring a serving of your superfoods with you wherever you go. You never know where you're going to end up and go, oh, I'm really wishing I had that with me. And maybe I'll just grab something through the drive-through of those chips. Don't do it. Stick with it. You can do it. You're stronger than you think, but also give yourself grace. So rest when you need to, and just journal if you need to, if you're having a harder day, and think back to why you said yes to this. As the old junk comes out, you may feel that, but you're going to feel so good after. So I'm really excited for you.
Awesome. Great tip about bringing your superfoods with you. I always travel with my superfoods because when in doubt, drink a power shake or have some superfoods. Beautiful tips, Katie. Lindsey, do you want to come on and share a little bit?
Yeah, it's been fun to listen to a bunch of these stories because we all work together, and it's I haven't heard a lot of these stories, so I'm really enjoying this. I started with Purium about 2 years ago, and like Anna, I'm on day whatever, like 900 of just doing this, taking these superfoods and just eating foods that serve me. I have been plant-based for almost 20 years. And I've been an athlete. I'm an endurance athlete. I live in Southern Colorado, and my lifestyle is going up mountains. And I didn't know when I started how depleted I was. And I didn't know that I thought it was normal to come home from an activity and eat like half a jar of peanut butter, and just feel that feeling of not being satisfied. And 17 years into my journey, I have never felt satisfied like I do now. The first kind of aha for me was I was in my ULT, and it was summer, and I was deep into it. And I was planning this huge bike ride with this community. We leave, well before the sun goes up on the 4th of July. We leave from town, we ride, all the way up to the top of these mountains that you can see from town, and across and around and back, and you get back by dark. And it was, like I said, I was deep into my ULT, and I was like, I might not make it, I'm deep in this transformation, and I don't know what to expect. Like I don't know what's going to happen to me out there. And at the last like 10 miles, I was cranking. I was the one that was leading the pack. I was the one that was like, come on, everybody, let's go, let's do this. And it was all fueled by the food that, that are provided in the recipes and suggestions and everything. And I followed it really strictly, and the superfoods, And so I would recommend for anyone who is also an athlete and is looking to further this, is when you're doing your workouts and when you're in like your bigger days, just have a little bit more aminos and maybe have an extra shake, and don't be scared to kind of just listen to what your body's telling you that you need, instead of going by exactly what the rules are telling you to do. Because the whole goal for all of this is for us all to get such a deeper understanding of what nutrition is. So I'm excited for this. I like Anna was saying too, I haven't done one in a little while. So I'm really excited to follow this and have the accountability.
Awesome, Linz. I love hearing your athleticism come into that. And that is, I was going to tip on that for my own tip, is like, just listen to your body. And we want to make this customizable for everyone. So just know that your journey doesn't need to look like any other person's. Like an athlete might be taking an extra serving of the superfoods a day. If you feel satiated and you're like, wow, I feel really good today, I don't feel like I need to, eat another meal, just listen, really make it customizable to you, and have your own journey with it. Another thing that I would say is journal every day about what you're experiencing, or, every other day. And it can really help once you do the 30 days to reflect back and see, oh, wow, on day 3, I almost gave up, but I didn't. And, I really love the process of journaling. So Carrie and Rita, I forgot to ask you guys your top tips for having a successful transformation, if you want to chime in on that as well.
I'm happy to share. Thanks everybody for your amazing stories. My top tip is, you can't mess this up. There's no right and wrong way to do this. And so even if you just added these superfoods into your diet and changed nothing else, that would be super transformative, because you're flooding your body with alkalinity, you're flooding your body with nourishment. So you can't mess this up. There's no wrong way to do it. So be gentle on yourself and take it at your own pace. And the other one is, if you want to go a little bit deeper, add in more fresh fruits and veggies. They're high in water content. Those are going to take you deeper. Your fruits are more cleansing. Your veggies are more rebuilding. And then in that middle 10-day section, that's where you can take it even more deep if you want to. So just ease in those first 10 days. But in those middle 10 days, if you want to, you can eliminate animal products and such just to go deeper, to get that inflammation out. But again, customize it to you. And you might want to do a couple of rounds of this and just take it more gradual. So that's my biggest tip. I know sometimes people feel like they fall off the wagon and they're like, oh no, I might as well just quit or stop because I messed up. And it's like, no, you didn't mess up. Just hop back on and keep going and do the best you can and really listen to your body and have fun.
Yeah, those are all great tips. And I'll piggyback off. Well, I loved hearing all of the stories. And since we're in winter, and she did mention using like warm liquids, and that could be super helpful. Ginger is a really, really amazing warming herb that you get fresh ginger and make ginger tea, and that can be helpful to warm up the body. Also, sometimes like today, I was like, I didn't want something cold and I still wanted fruit. So I warmed up frozen cherries. So I just warmed them up gently on the stove, or you can unthaw them the night before. So there's ways to still do this, not having everything be so cold in the cold months. So you can warm up your fruit, you can steam apples with cinnamons, things like that. You can get creative and give yourself grace as you try new recipes. Some might work out, some might not. I remember I screwed up a bunch of them when I first started, and I just kept going because I was wanting to make this a lifestyle. And my prayer for everybody is to really tune into their body's goals and needs. And then during this transformation, when you do start to add in more things, see how your energy is, how your digestion is, how you feel, how your skin responds. And then that will tell you, if that food is good for you or not. And I feel like when we clean our body out, we start to feel more emotionally, and then also what is good for us and what isn't good for us. And that brings up another thing. Emotions can come up, and that's a big piece of it. And that's where the community can be really helpful. So like we'll have these discussions on twice a week. And so, yeah, if your emotions are coming up, that's actually a good thing. So journaling, I think Mary Beth said, so keep a journal so we can get those out. But yeah, really just listen to your body and surrender to like letting go of what's no longer serving you, to make way for and the energy and the high vibrational foods and the cleansing action to happen. And just really hear your journeys. Take before and after photos if you haven't. If you're having any skin stuff or weight or whatever, if just energy wise, if you just want to take a photo, you don't have to share this, but just for your personal, to see how far you've come. I wish I would have taken more before photos when I started 6 years ago. So yeah, that can be a nice thing to just see your transformation.
Yep. Awesome tips. Well, great, y'all. That's kind of what we wanted to share with you. And now I would love to open it up for question and answer for the people who are doing this for the first time. I'm sure you have some questions, and I see one in the chat right now, so I'll just address that. It says, for those of you that ordered the ULT Plus Performance, you do get some additional performance products. So you're going to follow the exact same schedule as the ULT. I personally really like the simple schedule where, I do an amino shake, Biomedic in the morning. And then, I usually have like a light meal before lunch, maybe like a fruit smoothie or just fruit by itself. And then, you can choose either a lunch meal and then do superfoods in the afternoon, or you can do your superfoods before your second meal. So you're going to do that same routine, but with the performance pack, you will do before you work out, whatever time that might be in the morning, that might be in the afternoon. You're going to add in 5 more aminos. You're going to do your Can't Beat This and your Cocoa Hydrate. in a mixture before your workout. And then after your workout, you're going to do the super xanthan. You can take 2 capsules of those, and you're going to make yourself the performance shake, the MVP Sport. So you're going to do the exact same thing as everyone else. You're just going to add in those extra nutrients before and after you work out. And we do have that schedule in the schedule module in the app as well for the ULT Plus Performance. And I see Carrie saying, yes, add a lot of living, vibrant foods into your daily routine. So when in doubt, eat fresh food. That's one thing that can be really helpful when you're doing this is prepare, I'll have a lot of fresh food on hand. So if you are feeling more hungry or you're not sure what to eat, you have options. And the more fresh food you incorporate, the more your body is going to release and cleanse, and you're going to create that vibrancy cellularly. So feel free to jump off. You can type your chat in the comments, or we would really love to hear your voice if you have a question.
I was also going to add to what Carrie said with the eating more vibrantly, like eating what's local and in season ideally. And I know in Minnesota, we don't have anything local, but what's in season is like citrus and oranges and grapefruits and things like that. So I eat a lot of that, or apples and things like that. So that can be helpful. Like in the summer, I eat a ton of watermelon. So whatever fruits that are in season, eating no limit. And one other tip, eat fruit first. Yeah, because it digests quickly. And I think we go over this in the app too, but always eat fruit first.
And by itself, ideally, eat your fruits, you give it time to digest, and then consume other foods so you can avoid, bloating and gas and these different things. Any other questions? I know there was a handful of you that said it's your first time, so please don't feel shy.
I have a question. Just with like what you guys were talking about with eating the fruit first and eating it by itself. Can you just clarify that a little bit? Like with the aminos and like I've been tending to kind of like sprinkle Can't Beat This on top of my fruit in the morning because I just really like that combo for whatever reason. But I just appreciate some input.
Yeah, so the beauty of the shakes is they are, and like the Can't Beat This and stuff, because it's dehydrated, it's pre-digested. So sometimes I do make a fruit shake with my power shake. But if you do experience like bloating, or you are dealing with candida and things, what can happen is when we start to mix fruit with other foods, because fruit digests quicker, the gut can start to ferment a little bit, especially if you're adding fruit on top of a heavy meal, because the heavy meal takes a long time to digest, the fruit's starting to digest, and it creates fermentation. So I just like to use that rule of thumb, like fruit digests quickly. So like melons, they say it's only like about 20 minutes, so eat a melon, take a 20-minute break, and then move into something else. So, just give yourself space, and my digestion does work the best when I just do fruits by itself and then give that little space in between. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Mary Beth.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was frozen on there. Hey, so I literally just decided with one of my customers that she's starting her like Parasite Cleanse on Friday, and I'm currently fasting. I'm like doing this reset and a fast. So I'm wondering if that's not, I mean, I know it might maybe a silly question, but that's safe, right? That's okay to do a Parasite Cleanse, like join her with that on Friday. So I'll be like 6 days into my fast. And I'm just taking like curium stuff.
Carrie or Rita, do you want to chime in? I can speak to it too, but want to leave.
Sure, I can hop in on there. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what your goals are with your fast. Like, are you We'd kind of have to chat a little bit deeper, but it's definitely safe to add in the Parasite Cleanse. That's basically just herbs that are going to clear out the body, clear out the gut microbiome. The only time it's contraindicated is really when you're pregnant or nursing. And so you'll just want to listen to your body and make sure you're getting everything that you need. And I often like to follow up a Parasite Cleanse 20 days later. So I'll do a Parasite Cleanse and then wait 20 days and then do one more round, because that's going to really help to get the next level.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And then I see, Anne, you said in the comments, seems like a lot of superfoods to fit in and not sure when to eat a meal. So again, this is where we go by, making it sustainable for yourself. If you're doing the simple schedule, we suggest 1 to 2 meals in addition to the superfoods. And depending on your caloric intake or output per se, if you're exercising a lot, the additional performance superfoods, you're going to notice that your body just like uses that up and performs really well on it. So even if you're not a high endurance athlete like Lindsey, you can still totally incorporate some of the performance pack superfoods. Like the MVP Sport is technically a meal replacer because it's higher in calories for post-workout. So sometimes you might just decide, oh, a meal and some aminos is going to be my meal right now, and that feels really good to me. And then other times you might decide, oh, okay, I'm feeling like I need a little bit more. So we go by the guidelines of 1 to 2 meals a day in addition to the superfoods. And then again, just really kind of monitoring your body and always eat when you're hungry. We don't want you to get to a place of feeling, sometimes when you're transitioning, especially if your goal is to eliminate some foods during this time, just make sure if you get hungry, eat some fresh fruit, eat some fresh veggies, don't feel like you have to restrict calories on this at all. That's not the goal. The goal here is that we're really trying to deeply nourish, and we're just trying to eliminate some of the foods that are more inflammatory and mucus forming and acidic. So that's why we say be prepared with fresh fruits and veggies on hand, and play with it 1 to 2 meals a day. All right, anybody else?
I just wanted to remind everyone that we do have our weekly support calls with all of us. And so that's a great place to come and ask questions and learn and explore more too.
Yeah, and I'll just show you guys all just one more time so everyone, can make sure to know where to find those. Let me find it on my computer because I know there was a few of you that jumped on a little late when we were going through this. So when you're in the app, again, you can go to events and you can see when our Wednesday calls are. And we also have a Sunday one too. So you can always click in there to get the link. And they're the same time every week. And then also if you go down all the way to the Renew You module in the topics section, we have the welcome letter. And for those of you that may not have received it, in here in this, if you click on the PDF, there's a live link where you can just click on the all calls here and it will take you to the Zooms. So the Zooms are the same time on Wednesdays and Sunday. And then we are going to have 2 additional special calls. We're going to have a mid-month check-in on the 24th and a closing on the 7th, same time as today, same link. So just wanted to share that one more time for those of you that jumped in late, and we will share the recording of this call here in this module as well. So feel free to ask us your questions as you go throughout it. You can also reach out to the person who invited you into this transformation. They have done this themselves as well, and they can give you great support additionally. And yeah, make sure to check out the special offerings. We've got our first special offering this coming Thursday, the 13th, with West African drum and dance. So we're going to be moving our bodies. And so really take advantage of the special offerings if you want as well, because those things are created to help us move through this transformation, not just on a physical level, but be supported with community and emotionally and mentally as well. So Anyone else want to say anything else? I'm really excited to do this with everyone. Thanks for being here.
I have a question. Can you hear me? Okay, because it says I'm muted. Well, Anne asked, where do I find the performance schedule?
It's in the module that says your transformation schedule as well. There's one in there.
Okay, because I think that answers my question. So we're not doing the 10-day super cleanser in the middle? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can choose to do it in the middle or at the end. Either one is great.
Okay.
So either your middle 10 days or your last 10 days, you can do that Parasite Cleanse.
And then this will be my third time doing it. And the way I've done it before, and am I correct, is that that's when I go strictly fruits and vegetables on those middle 10 days?
Yeah, if you want to, then that's a great way to just deepen your experience. And if you're, going for more of a cleansing, that's going to be your fresh fruits are going to really energize your electrical system, your brain, your nervous system, your endocrine system. If you're going for more athletics and endurance, then you're going to want some more rebuilding veggies in there. And if you need other things, like if you're really, I know what an athlete you are, then you don't have to limit it specifically just to fresh fruits and veggies. I'd really listen to your body.
Okay, and then one other question about it was advised to me once before to do Himalayan sea salt, and David Sandoval had answered this question. Himalayan sea salt, and you drink it maybe near the end of the 10-day super cleanser, and then you lay on your side for 20 minutes, and then you have cold water and apothecary, and you drink it, and then you lay on your side, and then you really flush.
He might be talking about a liver gallbladder flush. And I haven't done it with the Himalayan salt. So Dave would be a great person to ask for that. But there is a flush where you do lay on your side, and I think the tart cherry juice would help too. So yeah, there is a questionnaire in Ask Dave for support, and maybe we can find that resource for you.
Okay.
And I did forget to mention, we do have an amazing Purium blog as well. That's not located in our support group, but you can reach out to whoever invited you to this transformation. And if you have specific questions about the specific products, we have a really amazing Purium blog as well that has lots of great information and additional support for you all. Very educational. So anyone want to share closing or say anything? If you're new, if you have an intention, we're going to close it up. So feel free to speak your piece.
I just want to say thanks, Mary Beth, for hosting, and for the other facilitators. It's just great to, be able to guide people in this way and come together and give people this gift of transformation and health and getting to root causes. So I'm grateful for that. And so if you're another thing too, if you're noticing you're getting better and afterwards you want to do another one, you can continue on with what diet feels good to you. So like I said, that's my goal, is for people to really know their body. And so thanks for taking amazing care of your body. And I loved what Katie said too. If you want to do this with somebody, it's great to do it with partners and hold each other accountable and then share this gift of health with others. So thank you all for being here.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you on the journey.